We're going to start with Kansas, who came away with a 4-point victory against TCU, a game that came down to the final possession. TCU had the ball in their hands, down 3 points with 10 seconds left. Rob, I know you were questioning what the shot was in that situation, I believe, in the group text prior to the show. This game was tied at half. This was not necessarily a game where Kansas ever pulled away and TCU had to make a crazy comeback. It wasn't a game where they ever felt like they were out of it. But a team that was favored by 12 points tonight at home in a one-possession game with a fringe bubble team like TCU has to raise a little bit of concern levels for Jayhawks fans as they try to clinch this 1 seed. Rob, what did you make of the Jayhawks effort tonight?
I mean, they got to win in a game where they didn't play great against a team that just beat them 2 days ago, coming off of back-to-back losses. So, I don't think that it's, a close win, a blowout win. At this point, a win is a win when you're playing for a championship, right? Go get it done against Texas, and you're going to have at least a share of the Big 12 regular season title. To me, the biggest thing with Kansas is we've spent so much time this year lamenting the fact that they don't have a great point guard, lamenting the fact that DeJuan Harris is out there and he can only do certain things. And Remy Martin's only a certain kind of player that's only going to play a certain kind of way. And they don't have this great point guard play and this, that, and the third. And we're always concerned about them. They're a top 5 offense in America. They are 5th right now in Ken Palm's adjusted offensive efficiency. Their offense is fine. What they can't do is get stops, right? That's my biggest concern with this group. Not whether or not they can score, whether or not they can stop you from scoring. They gave up 74 points in 63 possessions to TCU on Tuesday. They gave up 80 points in a very nice 69 possessions at Baylor on Saturday night against a Baylor team that didn't have LJ Cryer, that basically played 6 guys and played a Division II transfer for 20 minutes off the bench, right? They gave up 83 points in 79 possessions to Kansas State last Tuesday. They are right now the 5th best defense in the Big 12, which is not something you see very often out of a Kansas team. They are the worst team in the conference at forcing turnovers. Right now, they force turnovers on 15% of their possessions in Big 12 play. That would rank 340th nationally if you extrapolated that over an entire season. They don't force turnovers, and they're so bad playing off the ball. Like they just lose track of their men. Watch them next time they play. See how many times guys go back doors on them. See how many times they just lose track of somebody. See how many times you get wide open layups. Like they give up way too many easy baskets. Don't get those easy baskets themselves, and don't force turnovers and don't get stops that way. I think that they are limited on the defensive end of the floor. And if they're going to have a point where it's like, okay, you know what, they're going to get picked off here, it's because they're not going to be able to stop anybody. I feel like the narrative around what the issues that this team has been completely wrong over the course of the entire season. Is that crazy? Am I flipping the narrative? I'm trying to flip the narrative here.
No, I actually agree with you. I think defensively they definitely have to step it up, especially to be a 1 seed. If they want to make a Final Four, defensively is where you got to make your mark. I actually think it was an underrated win today because you talk about a TCU team that's fighting for their lives. So to actually get a win, especially after you just lost, I actually thought it was a good win. Obviously, it was at home, but this is still a TCU team. Maybe I'm a little biased because I'm a Jamie Dixon product, but overall, I actually do think it was a good win. But for them to make a Final Four defensively, they have to make their mark. I still have hope in Remy Martin, man. I really do. And the reason I say that is he's proven it at a high level. Obviously, he's in a completely different role, but you never know how the NCAA turns out. It's hard to scout short term and, short turnarounds. But he's a guy that can score, and he likes the big stage. But ultimately, Abaji, Christian Braun gives him a lot of, big-time motor, gives him a lot of energy. But if they really want to make a Final Four, ultimately, I think you're right, Rob. Like, they definitely have to make their mark on the defensive end.
I just don't think that Remy's ever going to be fully healthy. I don't see that happening. Right. Like I know he's back. He's played the last 3 games, but I'm not convinced that he's ever going to be the guy we thought he was going to be full time, which is fine. I think DeJuan Harris is fine. Yeah, like I think Dwan Harris can get the job done for you on that end of the floor. Again, their issue is not scoring the ball. They could do plenty of that. Their issue is getting enough stops and stringing enough stops together and preventing good teams from getting easy baskets. And they don't do that very well.
Now, while you say their issue isn't scoring the ball, I can't tell you how much stronger I would feel about Kansas if you just flipped transfer point guards with the team I do trust in the Big 12, Baylor. If you could put James Akinjo in Remy Martin's spot on Kansas, wow. I'm all in on these guys. And I
honestly, I don't know if I really trust Baylor all that much either. They got 6 guys, man. And look, LJ Cryer, I would be very surprised if he came back and played anywhere near the level that he was playing at before he got hurt.
Yeah.
Like Kansas is really good. I don't think that they are quite national championship caliber this season, but they're really good. Baylor, to me, if you could go back and fix Jonathan Chamochacho's knee and fix LJ Cryer's foot, then I'm in. That might be the best team in America, right? But they got 6 guys, man. They got 6 guys, and like 2 of their most important pieces are freshmen. They play a Division II transfer off the bench. It's very hard it's very hard for me to buy into Baylor being able to make a deep run of the tournament with those kind of limitations. And it sucks, but it is what it is.
One last thing I'll say on Kansas, they don't have a win away from home this season against a top 40 team in the country. I mean, they've taken care of business at home, but they've had quite a few opportunities against the Kentuckys of the world, Texas Tech at their place, Texas at their place, Baylor at their place, TCU at their place. I mean, pretty much every single tournament team they've played. I think they got one at Iowa State. It's probably their best non-home win of the season. But I am a little skeptical when they get to the neutral courts in March where this team is headed.